Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on this segment from Delta State is Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads, Mr. Charles Anyagu. He will be elaborating on the recent defection of nearly the entire leadership of the People's Democratic Party in the state to the All Progressives Congress, APC. He'll discuss the implications of this mass defection on governance and politics in the oil-rich state. You can join the conversation on 020-1635-2013, 090-241-6344. You can also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your messages. So welcome to the show, Honorable
Thank
Commissioner.
you very much, and I must appreciate all of you for the good job you've been doing over time.
Thank you.
Even moving from Ikosi to
yes,
the island.
Thank you. You like our new studio?
Looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we know you've been going around trying to defend or talk about this, your defection, your party defection to APC, to various media houses. But one thing we say here is that if you've not spoken to your view, you've not yet spoken to Nigerians.
Now,
You
want to have our view.
Nigerians.
Yes.
Now
on the subject matter.
So Nigerians want to hear you for the first time here. So the average Nigerian is watching and thinking, why are these parties so fluid? Why can't there be a strong opposition? Because that's what strengthens the democracy. When you keep moving around, it weakens what we're trying to build. I mean, so for us, what you're doing, as much as might be good for you personally or individually, but also it's not good for the ideology of what democracy stands for. How do you respond to that?
Well, thank you very much, and I'm happy to be here this morning. And it's very much important that we put the issues the way they are, and then know what we're discussing. Well, what we're discussing here is the issue of a political party and its decision.
Yeah.
And then we must be able to understand why political parties are formed. It is for the purpose of contesting election, winning election, forming government, and being able to proceed to deliver on whatever manifesto or plans that you have for the people, which has as its roots governance. I am happy nobody is contesting how well we are doing in Delta. And nobody is contesting the fact that before now, that the PDP holds quite sway in Delta. So we did not move from point of weakness. We moved from point of strength. And the question is, why are you moving when you have strength? It is because in the course of time, we have discovered that the vehicle we're in has developed some challenges. And over time, we tried to fix it. Initially, we thought it was a puncture tire. And we tried to engage the services of some vulcanizers to be able to mend it. But as we progressed, we discovered that it was more than a puncture tire, that it has affected its brain boss. And that those who are supposed to have helped us in dealing with the brain boss appear to be introducing some virus. And so when you look at what is happening at the national headquarters of our party, I use the word our party advisedly, because indeed at the time we did say that the PDP flows in our veins, that the blood in our system in Delta is that of the PDP. But we also come to realize that when you give birth to a child, it comes with a blood that God Almighty knows how that blood got into the system. But as that child continues to grow, there comes a time you carry out what they may call blood transfusion for the purpose of now letting that child to be able to survive possible ailments. And so, we took this decision in the best interest of our people, because we do not want the Zamfara experience in 2019, and I'm sure all of you are very much around when what happened in Zamfara. When after they won an election, because of the challenge at the national headquarters, everybody was swept off. Nobody can doubt the fact today that there's a very serious challenge. We don't want to contest an election which we know we will win, and then somebody will now come and say, the secretary that signed your nomination is not the one that is supposed to sign it. Besides, Delta State today is the #1 oil-producing state in Nigeria, and by that extension, given our near monocultural economy, means that Delta contributes more than any other state in this country to the federal purse. If that is the case, how much of the cake are we also bringing back from the federal purse? Good enough. The President Tinubu, even whilst we were in the PDP, has shown us some organic love. And we believe, in addition to the sickness that I had mentioned earlier at the national headquarters of our party, all these combined necessitated the diagnosis that were carried out, and then we're able to now write a prescription.
There's plenty of questions for you. Let me let you.
So the fear now is that our political parties do not have standalone ideologies, and we are constantly talking about how to further improve our democracy, where your ideology is for the good of the people, your ideology is for the good of the people, and even if we don't align, even if we are not in the same political party, we can also hold each other accountable. Now, when we see big wigs, a state like Delta, defecting.
You mean your state?
Yes, my state, proudly. Defecting, there's so much fear that the coming 2027, is this going to be an election or more like a selection? Because it seems like everybody's going into the APC and we no longer have strong opposition to hold the government accountable.
Thank you very much, my sister. What happened in Delta is a movement. Don't call it defection. Defection is for smaller people when A moves and B moves. What happened in Delta was a movement. Okay. And also to correct you, it was not say nearly. You know, you said nearly the leaders. It's not nearly. Everybody moved.
Okay.
We took everything. We took even the mat. So it's not a question of maybe when you go, you will see the foam somewhere. So
this movement.
Before I proceed there, you know, there was something she said.
Yeah, that's the question.
When you are building a house, first of all, you go and excavate for the purpose of, after you have cleared, you excavate for the purpose of laying your foundation. You now do what they call blinding, where you are going to place the blocks. And then even the block, you don't put all of them at once. You have what we call building blocks. The first layer, the second layer, you allow it to dry. Sometimes even when you move in this direction, you discover that the block is not well laid. You break it down for the purpose of, at the end of the day, getting an alignment. Ideologies are not built at once. Ideology is a continuous character that is being exhibited over time. There are individuals who have expressed the fear that Nigeria may be heading towards a one-party state. That's not going to happen. Okay. For so many reasons, it will not happen. Even if today we find ourselves in the APC, there are individuals who may, in the course of time, believe that there are certain other beliefs or philosophy that drives their entrance or their own activities in the political terrain. You recall sometime in 2006, the Obasanjo administration, working with Soludo as the then governor of the CBN, came up with a banking consolidation, where they said you needed to have as much as 25 billion naira for you to be able to exist as a bank. In the first instance, we had 25 banks. It came down to 23. Today, it has gone beyond 25. Because as we begin to grow, individuals will begin to find their different levels. And then you begin to now discover more and more like minds. Ideology is not what you form in one day. In any case, in the case of Delta, our brothers and sisters that were meeting in the APC, go and check all of them. They were once in the PDP. So for us, it is not only realignment of forces, but it's also a question of family reunion.
Okay.
Gami, I believe that.
Mikey was coming. Go ahead, Mikey.
You said that it's a movement. Grasshoppers move. So you are calling yourselves grasshoppers?
Is it only grasshoppers that move?
Cockroaches move.
Human beings move. But movement, not as in walking. Movement as an idea.
Where do you put loyalty?
You
don't believe in loyalty.
Loyalty to
party loyalty.
To the party. We've talked to you. We talked to you when you were in PDP. You are Commissioner of Information. You have been entrenched in the PDP and in the Delta State for years. Since I've been doing this show, and I've been doing this show for 12 years. Today, you have come proudly to say, "Oh, I've moved to." I've hopped to another party, and I've moved, and it's a movement. It's
okay.
Look,
I think it's about.
How are your people who are normal PDP? I was watching a video today of someone who says you have disappointed us in Delta State. A man was saying it. I was watching it because I knew you were coming. I went to go and look for videos of Delta people who are whether they are happy or sad.
Thank you very much. First of all, I must appreciate all of you for the interest you have shown in our political family in Delta. The political family in Delta remain intact. That's why when we were moving, we also moved in one accord. Now, let us look at what the issue is. I gave you an analogy earlier. That if, as I was coming to Lagos, and I discovered that the vehicle I am in, very lovely vehicle, possibly Range Rover Sport or Autobiography, and by the time I get to Edo State, I discovered that I am having a puncture tire, and I employ the service of a vulcanizer to help me mend the tires. And that is carried out, and I proceed. As I get to Ofosu, I still have another challenge, and I'm able to mend it. And I proceed, heading towards Ore. I discovered a different thing. Now, only for me to want to move to Ore. My destination is Lagos. You must have that at the back of your mind. I have a destination, which is Lagos. And by the time I get to Ore, thinking that I can proceed to Ijebu-Ode, and I discovered that the brain box, which is the main central, just like the nervous system, the central nervous, has packed up. Not only that it has packed up.
20 years to find out.
No, not only that it has packed up.
That's a virus.
Now, I needed to also get those, possibly a mechanic or any other person that can help me carry out the diagnosis for me to now get a prescription.
It has taken you 20 years to find out that this vehicle.
No, it didn't. No. That vehicle has been moving very smoothly. Even in Delta, that vehicle moved very, very smoothly.
Suddenly,
it moved very, very smoothly. You cannot say you are not. I have given you the Zamfara example. You cannot be blind to what is happening. We said if you contest election, as at day before yesterday, PDP will win. Our political family will win. We are holding sway in Delta. Everybody knows. So we didn't move from point of weakness. But that the people who are introducing the virus in the brain box, we make it such a way that our destination, which is Lagos, will not be realized. And then speaking about our destination, the governor came with a promise to make a difference. And nobody is contesting that difference in the last 2 years. I can speak to them, local government by local government. We have 25 local government areas, and I have as much as 270 wards. We can speak to them. Now, how do we move beyond the next election to continue to sustain these different developmental trajectory? When we are seeing that the vehicle that is carrying us and the mechanics that are supposed to fix it are busy introducing some virus. Do we just sit down and watch and allow us to come and contest the election, which we know we will win? And then after we will win, a diagnosis will be carried out by the judiciary, and then there will be a different prescription. Will it be fair to our people, our mass supporters? We will also be fair to those of us who have a responsibility to make a difference. Let me tell you, I will tell you anytime, any day, the PDP performed very well in Delta because we are the political family. So we did not move just like others who maybe because they lose the election, they now begin to look for another place. Okay. We are the one holding sway in Delta.
Let me
so
pause
we were not moving because we became weak.
Let me pause you for a second. I have to go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.